the first thing that we're going to do now is see how we can present and share on Canva. For doing this, I'm going into this presentation here. This one I did not do myself. It's just one of the templates that I got out of the hundreds of templates that you can find here in Canva. If you don't want to work on it from scratch, you can just pick and choose the one you want and just drag and drop it in here, and there it goes. The reason for doing this now is to show you how to present. Now we have this 28 slides here, and we go over on the right hand side of the computer on the top right, and you see that there is the button that says present. You click on that and you get a drop down menu with 4 possibilities. The first one is the standard presentation, the one we all know. We click on this and it goes full screen. The second one is autoplay. That means that you can choose here the timing from one slide to the next. You can set it from a split of a second up to 30 seconds and apply it to all pages. That means that Canva is going to present your slides with that kind of timing in between them automatically. The third way is the presenter view. Some of us might be used to it on PowerPoint or other presentation platforms, and I'm going to show you what it looks like in Canva, because you can use it here too. Okay, this first window that you see here, this little one, is actually the audience window. In order to be able to use this kind of presentation mode, you do need 2 screens connected to your computers. If you only have one screen like I have here this morning, it cannot work. What you do if you have 2 screens, you just drag this one to your second screen, and there you go. That's your audience window. I'm just going to put it down here, and I'm going to show you what we need to look at as our presenter window. This is very well set up. As you can see, we have a clock here on the left-hand side, and then we have a timer. The timer is right there, and it's already going because it starts immediately as you open the presentation mode. You can stop it and restart it if you need to. This is a good idea if, for instance, you want to time each particular slide. So you would start it every time you share your slides. On the right-hand side, you have your notes. You have up to 2,000 characters for each page in your presentation, which corresponds to between 3 to 5 minutes of speech. It's pretty generous there. So far, so good. Your slides are down here, and you can see what's coming up next, or you can skip and go to the slide that you want to talk about. What is different here from our usual presenters mode is right here on the top right-hand side. It's called Canva Live. This is a feature which is very, very engaging. I'm going to demonstrate it now, but I'm not going to do it from this presentation mode because, as I said, I only have one screen. I'm going to go into the regular presentation, and we're going to do this together. Where is that feature that I just talked about, that Canva Live? Well, you go down here at the bottom where there's this green line here, and you see some icons on the right-hand side. The first icon is the one we want. We click on that, and this window opens. Here, you have the opportunity to do what we do usually when we stream on social media. That means connect with your audience. And my audience right now is you. Right now, we're going to connect and see what happens. I start this session, the connection. Here we are. And I get I'm going to ask you to visit canva.live and enter this code 417747. I am going to copy the invitation, and I'm also going to share it with you in the chat. That code there is a unique code for this particular session only. If I were to do it again, I would get a different code. Has any of you connected yet? Well, if you have, send me some emoji. You can find them in there is a little heart in your window. If you go into canva.live, oh, there you go. I see some emoji coming in. There you go. So wonderful. As you can see, when you're sending the emoji like that, everybody will see them while you are presenting. This is a very engaging way of using this feature. But people can also send in comments and questions. The comments and questions, the emoji you will see on the screen, okay? Everybody will see them. The questions in the comments, I have a notification that I have 4 at the moment, and I can see them right here. Now, I can say from David Phillips, I display it bigger so everybody can see it. I see John drink water, and I can display it for everybody to see. Sue Burnett says, hi, Paola, and Mr. PR says, hello. Okay, I can hide this at any time and address it when I want to, but I always know that I have them right here. You can stop the live connection at any time during your presentation. And you just go over here on the top right-hand side and you just say end. Okay, now we are not in a live connection any longer. I find this feature to be really engaging. I mean, not if you're giving a very formal presentation, perhaps, but for Toastmasters meetings, and also if you're a teacher or for less formal meetings, this is really, really interesting. But the engagement does not stop here. There's more. Say that with all these emoticons and these comments, etc., people are getting really bantering, etc. What you can do here, you can do this. You can tell everybody to keep quiet. Or perhaps you might want to launch a challenge and give your audience a certain amount of time when they can perform something or find answers to your questions. In that case, you can start a timer right here on the screen. So you don't have to bother your timer who is already timing your presentation. You can handle it from the screen. You have from 1 to 9 minutes. And you can stop the timer at any time. You can reset it. And of course, you can make it disappear in just one click. All of this is done through shortcuts on the keyboard. But let me show you a couple of more. This is a really interesting one. Maybe you can start your presentation this way. And then, ta-da, open your presentation and show it to everyone. Or perhaps when people, someone said something interesting or they got the right answer, how about some confetti? This is also a very fun way of engaging with the audience. And perhaps if you have a very important message or announcement, you might want to. These are only a few. Okay, I'm going to stop here. Where can you find these? Well, you go down at the bottom and you see there is a keyboard icon with magic shortcuts. They're all right there. Canva is adding on to these shortcuts all the time. Make sure that you check if there is new ones. There's lots of them. I only went through a few. The usual one with Canva is to either enter in here the address, the email address of some people you want to share it with. This only works if people have already a Canva account. It works so for your team, it can work for people you are collaborating with. It's good because people can edit it or they can even comment it, etc. But what about if the people you want to share it with do not have a Canva account, or maybe you don't know whether they have it or not? Well, the easiest way to share this would be through a link. Here it is. You just copy the link, and when you paste this link, I mean, because you can share it through an email or WhatsApp, whatever, people will get this kind of presentation from you, which is very convenient because they don't have to have any app installed or they don't have to have an account. The next way that we can share with is, of course, the website. Oh, what is it, the website? Well, this is a very, very nice feature, I would say, and because Canva gives us the possibility to create a website right straight from our deck of slides. So what they give us 4 types of different website styles. The first one is the one that I showed you with the link. It's the same one. The second one is the scrolling website. By the way, you don't have to do anything other than what I'm doing right now. It's all done automatically for you. As you can see, as we scroll down here, it will populate it with all of our slides, and it becomes what I would call a landing page. How do you share it as this? Well, you just copy and paste the link that you see at the top here in your browser. That's all you need to do. And then finally, there's also another style, which is classic navigation style, which is also, I like this one a lot. This is what it does. It gives you a menu over here on the right-hand side. And the menu is populated with the titles of each one of your pages. So if your page has a title, this is where you would find it, like Make It Big Online, there you go. Or the biggest startups allocate, there you go. The top 10 startups at the top will become one of the voices of your menu. This seems like a very good way to present your slides to maybe your colleagues or your public, to your audience, or to your business partners. It looks very, very professional. Super, super easy for everyone to do. There is also another way that you can slides, which is pretty new to Canva. If you want to share it as a PowerPoint, like I said earlier, what you need to do is you go down here in More and scroll down to save as PowerPoint. Use this function, it will save your slides here that you've made in Canva as a PowerPoint file, and you will be able to use it as you would do any PowerPoint, because it will be a PPTX file. Okay, now for something a little bit more exciting, let's go over here where it says More again, and we scroll down until we find this one, which is called the Hazine Flipbooks. These are websites that are connected with Canva. They're not Canva, but they allow you to use their features. And let me show you, I'm not going to do it here now because it does take 3 or 4 minutes. We don't want to waste that. I'm just going to show you what it looks like once it's done. Here it is, that presentation. You can have it just like this, like a magazine. A very, very sleek way of showing your presentation, perhaps after you are done presenting. Sometimes people say, hey, can I have your slides? This would be a fantastic way of doing that, of sharing it with them.
What are table topics? Table topics are unexpected questions or topics you need to find out to. Whether you are 1. Holding a Q&A session, 2. Getting caught off guard by a question at a job interview, 3. Introducing yourself at a networking event. Impromptu speaking skills are exactly what you need. In a Toastmasters club, we practice with table topics at every meeting. You get a surprise question and you need to answer with a short speech that lasts between 1 and 2 minutes. By practicing, you will learn to give great answers every time. To help you get started, I want to show you 3 aces to keep up your sleeve, 3 answering strategies. Ace number 1. First, share how you felt about the topic months or even years ago. Second, share how you feel about the topic right now. Finally, share your thoughts about the topic in the future. Close by bringing the audience back to the present moment and share your message with them. Ace number 2, create a bank of stories. You can draw from your own life experience or from other people's stories. Match each story with key messages. For example, your anecdote could be used to share a message about courage, commitment, or resilience, to name a few. Match all key messages that apply and draw upon them to answer your next table topic. Don't forget to end with a call to action. Ace number 3, share problem-solving ideas with the light bulb method. 1. State the problem that the topic represents. 2. State the cause. How did the problem happen? Can you relate a personal story or that of someone else's? 3. Offer the solution and urge the audience to do the same. Don't forget to build the right structure for your table topic. Start with a solid introduction and then build upon it with supporting points. Make sure you wrap your speech with a conclusion and a call to action. What do you want your audience to remember, think about, or do after your speech is over? Do you want to learn more? To learn more about becoming a pro at impromptu speaking, visit a Toastmasters club near you. You can find your nearest club at www.toastmasters.org/find a club. Thank you for watching and see you at one of our clubs.
How did I do that? How were we able to accomplish that? It's very, very easy. Again, as I said in the beginning, Canva is really a simple tool to use. All you need to do is go over here to present and record, this big button over here on the top, and you go to Recording Studio. Well, the Recording Studio looks pretty much, oh, I have to take off my camera here. Okay. The Recording Studio looks pretty much like the presenter's mode. Hello, there I am. You can choose to use your camera, or you can use no camera and just do a voiceover. That's entirely up to you. What you then do, once you've decided if you want the camera and also you check that your microphone works, you can go to Start Recording. You have 3 seconds, and there you go. You can start talking. The only thing that will be recorded here will be everything which is included inside this red box. The slides underneath will not be recorded, nor will your notes be recorded. You can pause at any time. You have a timer over on the left-hand side, or you can resume, and when you're done, of course, you can end your recording. As you can see, you will go from one slide to the next, and it will keep recording this. When you're done, you end it. It will upload it. And now what can you do with it? Well, you can either copy a link, like I showed you before, and share it with anyone. Again, they don't need to have Canva installed. They don't need to have an account. It's totally online. You can save and exit and work on it at another date, or you can download it as is if you're happy with it. If you're not happy with it, well, you can just discard it and start over again, or decide that you have enough for today and go back to editing. This is how simple this is. There's nothing more to it. Now, you might have noticed in the video that I have shown you that there are sounds. There are attention grabbing sounds, and there is a background music track that you cannot add as you are recording, because it will only record you and your voice. But how can I do that in Canva? I download my presentation, the one that we've done. By the way, the speaker is Toastmasters, David Corcoran, DTM, who's helped me out with this recording. You download it, and then you need to upload that video here in your uploads. As you can see, there's this this purple button here. It says upload media. You can upload images, you can upload videos, and you can upload audios. There are 3 types of files that you can upload in Canva. We would need to bring it up here, and there it is, okay? So what we need to do once it's uploaded, we need to go to video presentation, which is right here, and open it. Now let's go to our uploads, to our videos, and there they are. All you need to do is drag your video into the page and it populates.
What are
right
table
there.
topics?
Oh, by the way, this is not David.
What are table?
This was just a voiceover that I tried to see how it worked. Now, how can you add music to this? Well, here on the left-hand side, you see you have all kinds of things that you can use in Canva, and one of them is music. If you don't have it right here, you can find the audio. That when you scroll down and there is three dots, says more, you can find all that is available for you in Canva to use. Okay, there's lots of apps that you can use. We won't be able to go through them today. This would be another very good webinar to do. So let's go back to our audio. If you are on a free account, you only have access to few tracks. That's the truth. Okay, most of these tracks are premium, and you can see that from the little crown there. I have a pro account, so I can use any of these. But what if you are on a free account? Let me show you what you can do. Well, two things. The first one is you go to YouTube. As you can see, you have thousands of tracks. I think it's over 60,000 tracks right here that you can choose from. You can also sort through these by gender, mood, artist name, duration, etc. All kinds of them. You can download them. Each one of these is free for download. There are some that have attribution required, and others attribution is not even required. The second place where you can find audio tracks for free is called Bensound. This website here has a lot of tracks which are free for you to download, just with attribution required. Some of them also are for sale, of course. There is a little bit of everything here. Say these, the blue ones say purchase, and the other one, the black ones, are free for download. Here is where I found the track that I've used for my video. From Bensound, I have uploaded my audio. Now, for this particular version here, which is mine, the video lasts 3 minutes and 4 seconds. I'm a little slower at talking than David, who took 2 minutes 50. What I would need to do here is find a track that is at least, or comes very close to that length, if I don't want to duplicate it. For instance, let's say that I'm going to use this one. All you need to do is click on it and drag it and let it go. And there you go. It sits right there. You can move it around, and you can decide where to start, because you can edit the sound right here, as you can see. There are other things that you can do. It is a very simple editor. It doesn't really have a whole lot that you can do with it, but you can have audio effects, and they are the fade in and the fade out. You can apply a fade in of up to 5 seconds. As you can see here at the bottom, you get this wedge, which means that when we go and play it, it starts softly and then goes in. And then, of course, you need to decide how the volume should be. Right now, it's 100%. And I would say that for the background sound to a video, to a tutorial, it should not go over 3 or 4. But that you're the judge of that. You decide when you go and do it, because otherwise you overpower the voice. This is so easy. This is all you can do. You need to do in order to add sound to your previous video, the one that you recorded with your voice, your voiceover. Can you also add sound effects? Of course. Again, I have my sound effects here in the Canva audio box. However, you can also download your sound effects from YouTube, because in YouTube, the one I showed you, the YouTube library, has a huge amount of sound effects. I found this one, this last 1 second, it goes like this. I find it's short, sweet, and it grabs attention. And what I do is I put it in here, say maybe I want to add it there. That's what I do. And there you go. It's not in the right place now, okay? But that's just to show you how this works. You have different format of videos. This one is the landscape one, and it's good for everything. It's in a 1920 pixel by 1080 pixels. It's good for also presentations. You have the Facebook video, which are square, 1000 by 80 by 1080. And then you can also choose the mobile video, which is a vertical type of video. Let's go and choose our first one here, which is the regular video. Now, here you have a lot of templates to be using in videos. We are not going to use any of these templates. We're just going to start to create it from scratch. To do that, let's go to videos here, and let's choose one. Let's see, maybe I will choose something that I've already worked with. Okay, here it is. If you noticed in the video presentation I did earlier, there was a small video there when I talk what table topics are good for, what kind of situation they would be helpful in. I have created that video out of these ones. Now, I don't have all the parts that I use there, so I will just try and see what happens. I drag and drop this video. It's 8 seconds. In that particular page, the speaking time goes well over 8 seconds. If I create a longer video, what would happen is that the video stops and you see the video with the mark here, which is not really nice to see. So you want to accompany the person with the ongoing video. How do you do that? This lasts 7.6 seconds. I'm going to add another page and perhaps choose a second video. Now that you can see the video, I had the first page, I dropped one video. In the second page, I'm dropping another one. And maybe I will use a third one, which is this one, to drop in there. Now, first of all, over here on top, it says how long the video is now. It's 33 seconds. That may be even too long, okay? What I can do is I can decide by dragging how long the video should be. Say maybe I would say around 5 seconds each one, okay? I would just go over here and slide to the 5-second mark. This one. It's the same, maybe this one I will slide in this way. Okay, now I have my video. If I play it, it starts from the beginning. It changes like this. The change is kind of abrupt. It's not smooth. So what can you do in order to make it smoother? You go in between the videos right here and you click on plus. You can either add a page and then in this case cancel it, or you can add a transition, which is this little icon down here. It opens the transitions. All these transitions are available to also free accounts, not just pro accounts. So you can just try and see what, by hovering over it, it will tell you, it will give you a preview of what it looks like. Let's say we're going to choose this one. Now you have a possibility here to decide how long the transition will last. So you can slide here. You can say the direction, if it's going to close in or if it's going to move out towards. And also you have another option, which is you want to apply it to all pages. If you want, maybe you have 5, 6, 10 pages in your video, you say, okay, I will keep applying the same one. If not, then you might change from one to the next, and therefore choose a different one, okay? You can either apply them to all pages or choose different ones. What else can you do with the video? Well, let's see now what it looks like. Okay, it looks better. We can split the video at any point. Say, let's take this one. Maybe we want to split the video right here. What we do is we decide where we want to split the video, right click on it, and then go and say split. As you can see, it now is cut in two. The other thing that you asked me to do was how to create the background. For that is the working copy is here. How do you create this background here that says Toastmasters, and it has this part, it's blue, and it's replicated throughout the design. Let me show you what you do here. You go and put a background. Then for the logo, I have the logos already uploaded here in my Canva. If not, you need to download them from the brand manual. And what I do is I bring it in here and decide how big I want it to be. Then I will center it somehow there. And then you can leave it like this and then just duplicate this page for as many times as you want. And therefore you have a background which is on brand and it's the same throughout the presentation. What I also did was I added a space, a divider that would just give it its own space. The divider is also important to have in this kind of presentation, in the talking presentation, because as you saw, you're going to be talking right here. So that reminds you that not to put anything important, something that needs to be read or something which is crucial in your presentation in this space here. How do you do that line? Very simple. On your keyboard, you type L for line. You make it as long as you want. There. And then by clicking on the line, you have here on top this is what all you can do with the line, okay? On the left-hand side, you see that you have the first icon that tells you what kind of line you want. It can be dotted or it can be solid. And then the line weight, I went to 10. And then the ends. How does the line start? You can choose any starting, as you can see this way, or maybe you can make it different on the other side. There you go. And then all you need to do is just drag it down here. You're done. Now, all you need to do is go to the duplicate page and you create as many pages as you need. So this is also very, very simple. How are we going, the other question you asked was, how are we going to use photos to create 3Ds for photos? Oh, I want to show you something here. Sometimes when you drag a photo like this, it goes right into your background. This is very annoying in the beginning if you don't know what to do. What you need to do is before you drag anything, elements or photos, etc., it's a good idea for the background to be locked. To lock the background, you go here on the right-hand side near the waste bin. There's this little lock there. You just locked it. At this point, no matter what you do, the photo will not drop into the background. This is a little thing, but I wish I had known it when I started Canva. So now we have our picture. And if we click on it, we get here on the top line all the things that we can do with a picture. We can edit, crop, flip, animate, etc. Let's start with edit. Now, here you have what I've recently used, but if you have never used it, you will find it somewhere down here, which it says shadows. This fortunately is also an option that is for everybody, even on free accounts. So what you can do is just decide which one you're going to use. I kind of like this one. So I will use this one. And there you have it. Now, the background is blue. We don't really see it. What I usually do in this case is I go to Elements, grab a shape, and put it behind it. At the moment, it's not behind it, right? But I go over here in position and just send it backward. Oops, what happened? There's two of them. Uh-oh, something went terribly wrong. There it is. Okay, sorry for this. So you need to kind of, I will choose this lighter background, which is the one I've used here. And there you go. Now, if you want to work on a finer grain, you might want to enlarge your picture here. See, this and this are not exactly the same, but if I enlarge the picture, I see that and I can work on it much, much easier. Also, if you want to move this picture just a little bit, you can use your arrow keys, which are easier than the mouse to do small details. See, like now I'm going to move it to the right, one click at a time, and to the left, one click at a time. This allows for finer kind of work. Now, what else can you do with your image once you have it here and it's gone 3D like this? Well, one of the things you can do is you can animate it. Let me remove the animation, which was there already, and to show you what it looks like. Now you have your photo here and you're going to animate it. You go over top, it says animate, and it gives you a whole set of page animations because I did not choose anything yet. But if I want to just animate this picture, it would also give me photo animation. What's the difference between page animation and photo animation? Let me show you. If I animate the page and say, let's start with the first one, as you can see, the logo comes up and also the line besides the picture. For pen, everything slides in. This is a page animation. If you want to animate everything that's on the page, that's what you would use. But if you're going to just animate the photo, you go into photo animation, and at this point, the logo remains at the same, remains put, and you only move the picture.